Okay, welcome back, my fellow aggressive learners. In this section, we shall be talking about view height. All right, we shall be talking about view height. So let me just talk about it here. We shall be talking about VH, call it VH, and then we have a view width. All right. So this, if you remember in HTML, I did talk about viewports, which has to do with what? With the size of your screen. Let's say whether you're using a small whether you're using a small phone, large phone, tablet, desktop, the size of your screen, that is definitely where the viewport comes in. So you want to say, okay, I want the height to take the percentage of what? I want this my viewport to take the percentage of what? Of my screen, percentage of my what? Of my screen, whether it's a small phone or a big phone. I want also my width to take the percentage of what? Width of that element to take the percentage of my what? Of my screen. All right, so whatever device you're using, you want the percentage of your screen. You want that thing to take the width of the percentage of your screen or the height of the percentage of your screen. So let's get and see how we can demonstrate this. All right, so to do this briefly, we are going to define let's say a div. All right, remember I told you that div is used for grouping. So let me call this class, let me call this hero. Normally in your HTML or CSS work, when you say hero, is normally where you have the slider section. Then let's call this place class about. All right, so we have two different stuff right now. So remember, you can in the hero section, you can put your home, all the slider or images or whatever you want. Of course, in the about us, you describe yourself, especially when it's a single page website. All right, good. Now let's get down to the main business. Let's mark on hero. For the hero, I'm going to say hero. Now I want to, for the hero, I'm going to do height to be what? 100 VH, view height. All right, that means I am saying it doesn't matter what it is, take the height of the screen. Now so that we have a visibility of what we're doing, let's give this a background color. I'm going to take red. I just love red for some reasons, and then just get down to business, and that's it. Right, good. So now you can see I said whatever it is, take the full height of what? Of the screen. Now let's define the full width also. Full width of the screen. Whatever it is, take what? Take the full width of what? View width. Take the full width of what? Of the screen, irrespective of whatever device that the person is using. What? Take the full screen, the full width of what? Of the screen. So no matter the size of the screen, tablet, phone, whatever it is, let the design assume the full width of what? Of the screen. But there's something you are noticing. If you look around, you will see that there are some small space by the side of this browser. All those things are the default browser margin. There are default browser padding, default boxing. So there is a way we can remove them. So let's go ahead and see how we can remove them. You have to keep this information in your head, because as we keep moving, we are going to be what? We're going to be making use of these things. Margin, we remove it by saying 0. Watch it, it's gone. Now let's do padding. We remove it by saying 0. Watch it. Padding is also gone. Now there's what we call boxing. I think I must have explained it in one of the classes, but boxing, box sizing should be boxed. What you are saying is that, hey, I want whatever default height and width that is in the CSS. I don't want it. Remove it for me. because if there is a default height and a default width, if you define your own this thing, just like we had spaces here, and the browser was taking, our design was taking the default CSS of the width. So now we are actually removing that, all right, because we don't want, when we define a box to be what, 10 pixel, to be 10 pixel, we realize that it is what, it is actually 12 pixel, or it is actually 8 pixel. No, we want the, if we define 10 pixel, let it be what, 10 pixel. So by doing this box sizing, you are actually saying any box I'm going to define in this CSS, I want it to be exactly the value I gave it. All right, that is what this box sizing will do for you. And you can also read that up in your W3 school or any other place. All right, good. So now that we have this, you can see what the hero is doing, what your viewport, view height, and delete one, what your view height and your view port is doing. You can see, you can see you don't have all those empty spaces anymore. All right, good. So let's go ahead and do the about us. So we give it something lesser and see what happens. Let's do about, and then in the about, let's give it a background of let's say a background of ash. Let's give it green, 00 EF 00. All right, good. Thank you. I can choose one. I can choose A. Yeah, good. So now that we have background, you're not seeing anything yet, but let's give it a height of something lesser than 100. All right, and see what happens. View height. So let's give 50 view height. All right, watch what happens. You can see, right, 50 view height. And then also give 50 view width on the same thing. Width 50 view width. All right, viewport width. Watch what happens. You can see. All right, good. So try to move this. Let's see. You can see. So whatever screen is, remember in your when we're talking about EM, RAM, and we say they inherit from the root element. No, this one is not inheriting from the root element. It's actually inheriting your screen, your display screen. So if you're using a tablet, it will inherit your tablet. If you're using a screen, a phone, it will inherit the viewport or the view height of your screen. Remember we talked about viewport in our HTML. Please go back to it and then visit it, and of course this should make a little sense to you. And in that situation, I hope you already understand what a view height and what a view width should do for us. It will ensure that whatever percentage or whatever value you give to it, by the time you deploy your application online, anybody that accesses your website, irrespective of the kind of phone the person is using, the screen size, it will assume the screen size. Remember, we are still going to talk about responsiveness, all right? But this is part of the process, all right? This is part of the process. Understanding these things, because as your code get complex and you don't understand how these things work, what 50% view height, what you mean by view height, view width, and all that, you are going to be causing a lot of blunders, and you will not know where the error is coming from. So this one is inheriting the width and the height of what, of your screen, and not the parent, or the root element, all right, or not your browser and all that. All right, so in that case, see you in the next class, and please subscribe to my HTML.